Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina is the location for our next stop on the Castrol GTX Cup Series Tour. And it's going to be where we're going to be out there for the next 2 races here. As this is Winston All-Star Weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the running of the Winston All-Star Race. But before we get to the main event, that is the Winston All-Star Race here, we got one last chance qualifier left to go. And it's simply called the Winston Open. It's a 20-lap race here to see who will be the last 5 drivers that will transfer. The top 5 finishers in this race will transfer their way into the big show itself. So here's the starting lineup. Here on the pole it is Ryan Brommer, the number 12 Ray Bestis Buick. He's alongside Reggie Fogelman in the Citgo Ford, car number 21. Second row has 33 Amanda Evans in the Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. She's alongside number 75. That is Mitchell Hodak at the wheel of the Dinner Bell Oldsmobile. Going to row number 3, it's car number 4, and William Brock in the Kodak Film Oldsmobile. He's alongside number 14, Kev Shearer, in the Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Going to row number 4, it's car 26, the Quaker State Buick of Alexander Rowe. He's had some good runs this season. He could be one of the guys to watch here in this race. He's alongside number 18, Benjamin Miles, in the Slim Fast Chevrolet. Going to row number 5, it's car number 30, Zachary Fitzwater in the Maxwell House Country Time Pontiac. He's alongside number 98, Laura Chung in the Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet. Next row down has number 73, Cody McGurk in the Slim Fast Oldsmobile. He's alongside Daniel Silla, who had a great run the last race on the tour at Sonoma, where he finished in the top 10 in that race, the number 89 Evinrude Pontiac. Next row is number 10, Preston Plord in the Purelator Chevrolet number 10. He's alongside number 20, it is Eric Monaco in the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. Next row is 66, Harrison Ponder, the Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Pontiac, and number 8, that is excuse me, Noah Sewell, who had a tremendous run at Sonoma. He came in top 5 of that race at Sonoma, so some surprises in that event on the road course over there. So he could be one of the guys to watch here today as well. He drives a Snickers Buick, car number 8. Next row down is Mike Becker in the famous number 43, the STP Pontiac. He's alongside number 90, Caleb Fogler, who's had some good runs this season as well, too, in the public supermarkets of Ford. Next row is Nathan Orman, the Tide Chevrolet, car number 17, and number 28, Texaco Haviland Ford of Jackson Haywood. And starting shotgun is number 57, Stephen Colon. He's been close a couple times this season. He's had some second-place finishes. So he could be another threat here today. The 57 Heinz 57 Tomato Ketchup Pontiac. He's alongside number 83, Nori Miyazaki, with a little bit unsponsored Oldsmobile. So that's your starting lineup for the Winston Open. As I mentioned, the top 5 finishers in this Open will be transferred into the Winston All-Star Race. If you finish 6th or better, if you finish 6th or worse, then well, better luck. Well, better luck next season, and also better luck in the Coca-Cola 600, which we'll be staying here at Charlotte. And after the All-Star race is over, we'll be staying at Charlotte for the next points race on the tour, the Coca-Cola 600, which will be the 11th stop on the Castrol Cup Series Tour. And to kind of go through the rest of the schedule as well too, though we'll be going from Charlotte to Dover, which is race number 12. Race number 13 will be at Riverside. Race 14 will be at Pocono. Here, Riverside, by the way, being the second road course race of the season. We'll be going to Pocono next for race number 14 on the tour in that event. And then race number 15 will be at Michigan. And then race number 16, which will be the halfway point, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. And so that's your next few races. That's your next few races after this very event happens here. And here's the command to fire the engines for the Winston Open. Command given the fire the engines. There's separation here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway as the pace car leads the field around for the pace up. We'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field heads off into turn number 3 right now as the pace car, Pontiac Trans Am pace car, leads the field around through the 3rd and 4th turns here. Ryan Brommer and Reggie Fogelman will be the front row for this All-Star Open here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace car make the turn off on the pit road, and the green flags with the fly here 20 laps to decide who the 5 drivers will be in the Winston Open, and we're underway here at Charlotte. Amanda Evans moves inside of Ryan Brommer, trying to take the lead here as they come off turn number 4. All these drivers have one common goal, to try to be the top 5 drivers, top 5 finishers in this race here to transfer into the All-Star race. And we mentioned here during the starting lineup, about almost every one of these drivers in this field are all threats to make their way in. So you know it's going to be a bloodbath trying to make their way in to this event. It always seems to be in this kind of a race here. William Brock had lead for a moment, but here comes number 26, Alexander Rowe, the Quaker State Buick, to the lead. But here comes Vince Water to the low side, and number 30 does not lead that lap there. Rowe does at the start-finish line, the green and white Buick. Let's remember, Alexander Rowe was robbed of well, not quite robbed, but was inched out by Phil Parker at Atlanta back in the 4th race of the season. So Rowe almost actually had a win there in that race here, but I actually thought he did in that event at Atlanta. But as mentioned, Parker got the run off turn number 4 in that race, and out snookered Alexander Rowe at the line at that event. But So you talk about several drivers in this field right there, so close, but yet so far in some races. And that's how competitive this season has been. We've had 8 different winners in the first 10 races of the season. And we mentioned Rafael Leduc at Sonoma was the 9th different winner. But actually, I was wrong on that because he actually won at Martinsville a couple races before that. So Leduc actually became the second 2-time winner this season, other than Colin Cropley in this season's event, in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. Harrison Ponder led the last time by, but here comes Mike Becker, that famous number 43, the STP Pontiac. In the turn number 3, they come here as they round their way off the 4th corner now. Nathan Orman, 17 car, goes to the top spot now as they come on the front stretch. Five laps in the books already here. 15 laps remaining to see who the 5 drivers will be in this race here. Caleb Fogler, number 90 car. He's had a couple of top 10s this season. He actually had a top 5, I think, at one time this season. And I think that he actually almost had a top 5 at Richmond, the 3rd race of the season there. And you talk about a guy who's turned his program around. This is a guy who did not have much luck last season when he had the number 10 Purelator Pontiac, and he almost quit the series. And he said, well, we'll give it one more chance. And look how good he's doing right now there. I mean, he's not in the All-Stars there, but he has run better than he has in quite some time. Now, of course, unfortunately for him at Sonoma, that didn't quite show the results at Sonoma and Talladega. But now, Fogler, of course, he has been running he's been running better this season than he has been in previous years. Eric Monaco down the low side. He's going to try to push Laura Chung to the top spot now as Noah Sewell, the 8 car, led the last time by. And you can bet Colin Cropley's watching there from his 25 pit area too, because he has got 2 of his drivers in this race. And you can bet he wants both Noah Sewell and Mitchell Hodak to join Colin himself, along with Aubrey Scott, who won at Talladega in the All-Stars itself as well too. Daniel Silla to the low side. He's going to take the lead from Eric Monaco, and here comes one of the top guys, Benjamin Miles, to the low side. Who's won the series before. The Slim Fast Chevrolet looking pretty good right now at this point here, but Reggie Vogelman to the low side, the 21 car, one of the rookies in the field. He's one of 3 rookies in this field this season. And here comes number 14, Kev Shearer, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile. Down the low side, he's got Mitchell Hodak behind him in the 75 car. Kev's going to take the top spot right now for the time being. The Copenhagen Oldsmobile to the low side. He's got Hodak shoving him. And the pole sitter for the opening, Ryan Brommer, the 12 car. Ten down and 10 to go, and 3 wide behind there, the 66 car of Harrison Ponder is going to make a 3 wide between Caleb Fogler, and Stephen Cologne. And Cologne and Fogler just about tangled with each other come off turn number 2. That was a close call between the 90 and 57 cars there. Vogler got up right in the 57 car of Cologne and just about took the 2 of them out of the race. But they managed to keep the handle on his cars, and we stay green. Nori Miyazaki off the pace a little bit in an 83 car, hoping for a caution flag to get himself caught back up in the field. And now you got 2 green cars up in the front spot there. The Quaker State Buick of Alexander Rowe and the 33 of Amanda Evans. The Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. And I'll tell you my honest opinion there, those 2 along with Bobby Labonte's Interstate Batteries car were probably 2 of my top 3 favorite green cars in NASCAR of all time. Rowe led the last time by, but gives way now to Amanda Evans in the 33 car out of Evans Gardner Motorsports as they come on the backstretch here. And now William Brock is going to try to shove his way past the 73 car, but Cody McGurk says no way, as he hopes to join his teammate Quentin Moore in the All-Stars as well too. Quentin got in by being a past series champion. And Cody McGurk, you bet he wants to pull up a surprise and do the same thing himself, too. And here comes Preston Plord, the number 10 car. And boy, what a story this will be for Preston. Has not been in a series in a long time, and he's looking to make his way into the All-Stars. Number 10, Peter Later Chevrolet. Low side goes Preston to the low side. A racetrack here to come up to number 4, side by side between he and Amanda Evans. And I think is Preston going to lead that lap at the line? Yes, he does. Only one little difference in the Winston Open and the Winston All-Star race here. You do not earn there are no points earned in this event. So pretty much it's all pride at stake. And as they come down as this event goes along, and now here comes Zachary Fitzwater, the 30 car. He's had kind of a rugged start to the season, and he's looking to save his season by making it into the All-Stars himself. Harrison Ponder, is another guy who's had kind of a feast or famine year himself too. He's had some good runs, and he's been good in some races, but he's been what races he had chances of getting top 5s, top 10s in the season has not panned out well, and they caught Nori Miyazaki in the 83 car. As Caleb Fogler to the low side, and Nori's going to hold up Harrison Ponder. So that caution that Nori Miyazaki was hoping to get there has not come to pass, and he is now trapped a lap down. He's trapped everybody else behind. Fogler leads the way, but now here comes Nathan Orman and Noah Sewell. Low side, these 17 and 8 cars going at it. Chevy on the outside, Buick on the low side as they come on the front stretch now, and Stephen Cologne, the 57 car, goes to the second position now. And here comes Eric Monaco and Jackson Haywood, the 28 car. He wants to join Keith Batson out of KAB Enterprises to try to make his way into the All-Stars himself, and he knows he's got 2 laps to go this time by. So time is running out for some of these drivers here to try to make the move this time by. Daniel Silla, can he pull off an upset, and can he make his way in? 2 to go. Stephen Cologne, 57 car, goes to the top spot now. Jackson Haywood, Daniel Silla, Laura Chung in that mix as well too. She's getting into it now. So is Benjamin Miles, and so is Kev Shearer in the 14 car. They're gonna come down to the white flag this time by. It'll be 1 lap remaining in the Winston Open at Charlotte. Here comes Daniel Silla, low side. The white flag is out. 1 lap remaining. Daniel Silla, in his rookie year, trying to make his first Winston All-Star race appearance in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. He's got to finish 5th or better to do so now. Laura Chung's going to get the push from Benjamin Miles, and Laura Chung goes to the lead. Here comes Miles. Is he going to make the move to the low side to try to win this Open? They come to the start-finish line now, and it's going to be Laura Chung winning the Winston Open. 2nd place to Benjamin Miles. 3rd place will go to Kev Shear. 4th to Daniel Silla. And the last transfer spot goes to Harrison Ponder. Boy, what an exciting race that was in the Winston Open. Average speed 174.811 miles an hour. And 20 laps of complete excitement here at Charlotte. And Laura Chung, I tell you, you thought that girl was happy when she won Richmond about 2 or 3 seasons back. Well, she has now entered her first ever Winston All-Star race, and so has Daniel Silla for that fact too. In the '89, I think Harrison Ponder is in the All-Stars for the first time ever as well too. Benjamin Miles and Kev Shear, I think they both made. They're both making their Then I think Benjamin Miles and Kev Shear, they're both making their return in this event as well too. Benjamin's made it before, so has Kev. Boy, what a tremendous event that was here. Jackson Haywood, he was oh so close in that 28 car. He comes home 6th. 7th place will go to Amanda Evans. Stephen Clone, he also is so close. He comes home in 8th position. 9th to Mitchell Hodak, and Noah Sewell will finish in 10th position. Cody McGurk 11th. Then Eric Monaco, Ryan Brommer, the pole sitter 13th, I should say. Nathan Orman 14th, William Brock 15th, Caleb Fowler, he was up there in the late stages. He ends up finishing 16th. Preston Plord, Mike Becker, Zachary Fitzwater, Reggie Fogelman, Alexander Rowe, and Nori Miyazaki was the last of the finishers in the Winston Open itself. But a great win as well, too. Again, the transfers into the Winston will be Laura Chung, Benjamin Miles, Kev Shear, rookie Daniel Silla, and Harrison Ponder will be the drivers that will transfer their way into the event. But boy, just a tremendous event that was here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we're gonna have more coming up when the Winston All-Star Race happens here, and also in this video. So all I can say is you stay tuned for that. If you thought the racing here today in the Open was great, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. We'll be back in a moment. Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, as we are here for the main event in the All-Star Weekend, the Winston All-Star Race in Charlotte Motor Speedway, as the field of 22 cars get set to go for 2 20-lap segments in this event here today. And let's get the starting lineup for this race here. On the pole, he's a champion since seasons 24 and 27. The boys are Ford. Car number 11, the pole sitter, it's Keith Batson. He'll be alongside car number 52, the man who's the season 28 series champion, the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole, the number 52 Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. Second row, I should say, starting third, will be the man who's the co-owner of We the Coasters, number 2 Dylan Young, the season 30 series champion, in his number 2 Pontiac. Beside him, he came here as the winner. He came in this race as the winner at this season at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The Raging Cajun in car number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet, Phil Parker. Starting in 5th is the man who came punched his ticket by winning at Talladega Super Speedway this season in the Winston 500. It's Aubrey Scott, the number 7, Derek Sanfries Ford. And beside him will be car number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and you know who this car belongs to. Here, the biggest Dale Earnhardt fan of the whole bunch, the season's 21 and 29 series champion, it's Cole Deaver. Starting in 7th position, the 6-time series champion, the number 9 Coors Melling Ford. She's Jessica Shelton. Beside her in car number 70, the series champion of season 8, back when she was Johnny Gardner. Here she's Allison Rain, the number 70, Rumpel Furniture AC Spark Plugs Pontiac. The next row, starting in 9th position, the man who won the series championship in season 17. He also won the season at Darlington Raceway. It's the number 1 Skull Classic Oldsmobile. It's the Texas Terror, Trent Dunham. Starting in 10th position, it's the number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet. He won the Daytona 500 and at Bristol this season. He's Colin Cropley. Starting in 11th, the number 42 Peak Entries Grand Prix, Pontiac Grand Prix. The proud American from the state of Ohio, the 3-time series champion. He won a season at Rockingham. He's the other co-owner of We the Coasters. He's Kyle Matthews. Starting in 12th position, the number 71 Big Apple Markets Chevrolet, the California Crusher, the season 15 series champion. He's Charles Sanford. Starting in 13th, the number 6 the Folgers Ford, the man who won the season at Richmond, Virginia. He's Austin Reed in his first ever All-Star appearance. Beside him, the first ever series champion in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, the man from the state of Kentucky, well, western part of Kentucky at least. He's Dylan Poteet. Starting in 15th position, the number 19 Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford, a other Kentuckian in the field. He's a 2-time series champion. He's Joshua Osborne. Starting in 16th position, the number 15 Motorcraft Ford Quality Parts Thunderbird, the 2-time series champion. He is the Tennessee Twister. He's Quentin Moore. Starting in 17th position, the number 27 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. He's a 2-time winner this season so far. He won at Martinsville and Sonoma. That's how he got into this All-Star race. Hopes to have the Maple Leaf flag flying in victory lane today. He's the number 27 car from Quebec. He's Raphael Leduc. Starting in 18th, the number 98 Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet, the winner of the Winston Open. It's Laura Chung. Starting in 19th position, the second place finisher in the Winston Open. It's number 18 Anderson Fast Chevrolet. He's Benjamin Miles, one of the veterans of the NNSCRA. Finishing third in the Open and starting 20th in this All-Star race, the number 14 Copenhagen Chevrolet, one of the biggest Chase Briscoe fans we know. He's Kev Shearer. Starting in 21st position, the number 89 Evan Rue Pontiac. Finished 4th in the Winston Open. It's Daniel Silla, the rookie in this field. And starting shotgun in the field, and starting in 22nd position, the number 66 Phillips 66 Trop Arctic Pontiac. It's Harrison Ponder, the 5th and final transfer from the Winston Open into the All-Star race itself. And here's the command to fire the engines.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And the command's been given to fire the engines for the Winston All-Star race. And here, as the pace car leaves the field off of pit road, we'll be back for the green flag right after this. Off turn number 2 they come right here. The field line up in perfect formation right now, but the next time they come off turn number 2, they'll be approaching 170 miles an hour here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. CCS physics, of course, these cars run slower. CCS physics, of course, is the slower of the physics in our competition, unless you're at Daytona or Talladega. But it's Keith Batson who won the All-Stars in season 3. He is on the pole in the number 11 Budweiser Ford for Junior Johnson, actually out of his team of KAB Enterprises. Pace car on the pit road. It's Keith Batson and Seth Cole leading him to the start-finish line. The green flag flies, and boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys and girls. And the season 34 Winston All-Star race is underway. In-car cameras in today's race will be carried by Kyle Matthews, Charles Sanford, and Jessica Shelton. Those will be your in-car cameras in today's race here at Charlotte, as Dylan Young takes the lead, and he'll lead the first lap of this race. Aubrey Scott in second position, Jessica Shelton in third spot, Trent Dunham trying for fourth and number 1. with Kyle Matthews behind him in 5th position. Off the 4 turn to come here. Aubrey Scott will lead the 2nd lap of this race here, but here comes Shelton down the low side, number 9. Riding with Kyle Matthews in car number 42 in 3rd position as he comes down the backstretch now. Down the inside of Trent Dunham in number 1 as Shelton continues to lead the field here. And there's the in-car view from Jessica Shelton's camera. Shelton led the 3rd lap of this race here. Now Kyle Matthews goes to lead, and here comes Austin Reed and Joshua Osborne hooked up. The 6 and 19 cars going at it here. Pair of Fords here. Rafael Leduc to start this race. You remember, in 17th position is now up to 4th spot, number 27. We saw how quick the 20 laps went in the Winston Open, though. Of course, these cars will run 2 20-lap segments for a total of 40 in this race here today. And bear in mind, too, where you finish in the Winston Open, where you finish in the All-Star Open, or I should say, where you finish in the first segments, where you're going to start in the 2nd segment, by the way, too. That's basically how this is. We always work things out. And none of this inverting the field stuff, too. Daniel Silla in the 89 car running right now in 2nd position behind Benjamin Miles, who finished 2nd in the Winston Open. There's your Winston Open winner coming up from behind. That's Laura Chung in number 89, or I should say number 98. I should say she goes under the 89 car of Daniel Silla, and Harrison Ponder, who is the last transfer into the All-Star race. He's now up to the lead now in the 66 car. Check the speeds this time by. Fast lap so far is Quentin Moore at 178.536 miles an hour. And I think on the low side now I thought I saw 3 wide back there, but turned out it wasn't. And now number 94, Dylan Poteet goes to the lead now. Here comes Charles Sanford low side. He's got Kev Shearer behind him in number 14 in the 15 car of Quentin Moore. Quentin, who finished 2nd at Sonoma, the last race on the tour, to Rafael Leduc. Still yet to win a race this season, though, but Quentin, however, leads the points coming into the 600, which will be next on the tour, as we'll stay here at Charlotte for at least one more race. We do have 2 points races at Charlotte, however, as well, too, though. We have the Coca-Cola 600, which is next on the schedule. Points race on the schedule, I'll just say, as well as the 28th race of the season, the Mellow Yellow 500, which will be a 40-lap race as well, too. The 600 will be a 60-lap event. And we should mention, too, the 600 is the only race where we'll see pit stops happen during that race, too. And it usually happens with under 5 laps remaining, it seems like, too. Because that kind of ruins the finish, I guess you could, in some ways you could say. But makes for an interesting ending. Quentin Moore leads with now with Cole Deaver 2nd position. But here comes Colin Cropley in the 25 car. The Daytona 500 winner and Bristol winner this season, the Kodiak Chevrolet. He's already announced that he will be returning to this ride next season for the 1991 Winston Cup car set. And same thing is going to be said for Quentin Moore. He also returning to the 15 ride next season as well, too, since that was a Morgan Shepherd ride in 1991 as well, too, except it'll be an all-red Motorcraft car. And of course, we don't have to tell you Cole Deaver is going to be staying in the number 3 Goodwrench Chevrolet this season as well, next season as well too. He'll be driving that car pretty much forever. Up to the lead now goes Allison Rain with Seth Cole. Second position now number 52 car, the Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. And Trent Dunham was in third position, but here comes Aubrey Scott in the 7 car. Aubrey in his first All-Star appearance got into this race by winning the Winston All-Star, or not winning the Winston All-Star, excuse me, but by winning the Winston 500 at Talladega. And it's also his second series win ever too. He won last season in a night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. So it kind of worked out well for Aubrey that he got that win at Talladega, though, in stunning fashion. Now here comes Dylan Young, number 2, the unsponsored Pontiac. He'll have Miller Genuine Draft as the sponsor on this car next season as well too. I know it's early to be talking about who's going where next season, but still. Up front now goes the pole sitter, Keith Batson, the number 11 Budweiser Ford. Here comes another Ford, Joshua Osborne. Low side in the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Ford. He'll take the lead now. And number 6, Austin Reed, falling behind him in second position. Austin Reed scored that long-awaited very first win when he won at Richmond, the 3rd race of the season there, and he hopes to add some more this season as well too. Well, I tell you what, for Austin to win the All-Stars, that would be quite a big victory for him for sure. And Harrison Ponder, we mentioned, was the last driver to transfer into the All-Star race from the All-Star Open. He finished in the 5th and final transfer spot. Has the lead now, but here comes Benjamin Miles, the number 18 car. Kev Shearer trying to close up on him. Benjamin blocks Kev's way as they come through turns number 3 and 4 now. Coming down for 4 laps to go in segment number 1. Oh, and Miles and Shearer was inside, and Miles just barely blocks the 14 machine. That's what it looks like as the cars drive by at over 175 miles an hour. Daniel Sella, low side, number 89 car down the inside. He's got one of the best, Dylan Poteet, behind him in the number 94 car. Laura Chung behind him, Kyle Matthews, Jessica Shelton, and Aubrey Scott in the mix as well too. Down the backstretch, you're on board with Jessica Shelton. Running in 8th position right now. She was clocked 8th the last time by. 2 laps to go in segment number 1. And there's the view from Charles Sanford's car, the number 71 machine. Charles was 13th the last time by. He'll be looking at the white flag this time by. He's inside now of Kev Shearer, the 14 car. They'll come out to number 4 here. Shelton comes to the inside of Matthews as they come down the front stretch now. 1 lap remaining in segment number 1. And this is Talladega all over again. It was Jessica Shelton and Aubrey Scott who went at it at the Winston 500, with Aubrey winning the race. Could history repeat itself, or will Shelton get her revenge from that Winston 500? We'll see. Even though it's only segment number 1, segment number 1 is race here. Nope, Aubrey's going to go to inside of Shelton for the top spot now. And it'll come up to number 4. Aubrey Scott has got now the 5 car of Phil Parker to the low side, and that's how segment number 1 ends. Aubrey Scott takes the first segment of the Winston All-Star event, just nosing out Phil Parker for that second position. And that's how they're going to be running when we start segment number 2. It is Aubrey Scott, your current leader. Second is Phil Parker. Third position is Jessica Shelton. Fourth is Rafael Leduc. And Charles Sanford in fifth position. And it's Kyle Matthews, Colin Cropley, Laura Chung, Trent Dunham, and Dylan Poteet rounding out the top 10 when we restart the Winston All-Star race in segment number 2, coming up next. Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as the field is lined up for segment number 2, here's your running order. Aubrey Scott is your leader. Second is Phil Parker. Third is Jessica Shelton. Fourth is Rafaela Duke. Fifth is Charles Sanford. Sixth is Kyle Matthews. Seventh position right now is Colin Cropley. Eighth is Laura Chung. Ninth, Trent Dunham. And going 10th is Dylan Pote. 11th is Quentin Moore. 12th is Benjamin Miles. 13th, Cole Deaver. 14th, Daniel Silla. And Allison Rain is currently 15th right now. Green flag out, segment number 2, and look at the jump Aubrey Scott had on the restart here. This is 20 laps for all pride at stake here. The second and final segment of this race. You can bet they have filled them up full of fuel, pumped these cars up, made whatever adjustments they can, and as they always say, the night time is the right time when it comes to racing. You bet, like I said, you bet they got all those cars filled up with fuel and pumped them all up for this race. Jessica Shelton now takes the lead in car number 9 with her buddy Charles Sanford behind her in second place. Cropley in third position. Dunham now trying for fourth. And here comes Quentin Moore, number 15 there. He's on the move as well, too. Dunham coming up behind him here. Now Sanford moves inside of Shelton for the lead. And Charles takes it in the turn number 1, the number 71 machine. He's also he's another former winner of the Winston All-Star race himself as well. Dunham behind him as well too in this number 1 car, 15, Quentin Moore, 3 car of Cole Deaver. Quentin now moves inside of Dunham, looking for that number 1 spot. On board, Charles Sanford's car running right there behind Trent Dunham. That's what it looks like from inside the car at over 175 miles an hour here at Charlotte. Austin Reed's gotten past it now. Seth Cole in the 52, and then 2 of Dylan Young, as they're all hung up on the high side now, getting freight trained a bit. Allison Rain goes to the lead. Here comes Harrison Ponder. He's got second position now, and here comes the 6th car of Austin Reed. Off turn number 4, Seth Cole moves inside now. Now Ponder looks for the top spot himself in the 66 machine. And Austin Reed has nowhere to go there in that 6 machine there as he tried to move in, as he tried to squeeze in between Ponder and Cole, but it's not to be. And now Seth Cole takes that powder blue 52 to the low side now. Looking for the lead. He's got his buddy Dylan Young behind him, Keith Batson, Daniel Silla in the 89 car. And that's what it looks like. These cars going by at over 170 miles an hour here. Kyle Matthews has the fastest lap of this segment so far at 176.991 miles an hour. The fast lap of the first segment was over 178 miles an hour. Off to number 4, Keith Batson. Looking for the lead, but here comes Daniel Silla in the 89 car, looking to take the lead away from Batson in the turn number 1. And he's got it. He's got Osborne behind him, and now the 98 car of Laura Chung. The Banquet Frozen Foods Planters Peanuts Chevrolet. Laura moved to the inside of Osborne, but not to be. Osborne holds his line on the bottom of the racetrack here. Poteet behind him as well, along with the 14 car of Kev Shearer. Seth Cole, Seth Cole a little bit ways in the back in the 52 car right there. Joshua Osborne, I was meaning to say, has the lead now. And here comes Poteet, Shearer, and Benjamin Miles in the 18 car. And behind him, Kyle Matthews coming from the back to the front now in the 42 car. Riding with Kyle Matthews now. We talk about cars for season 35 in the series, where you can bet Matthews will be happy to be reunited with his Mellow Yellow ride next season as well too. Kev Shearer has the lead, but now Benjamin Miles, you're looking for Matthews' in-car camera. Takes the inside lane, and he'll take the lead from Kev Shearer, and Matthews pushes him to the front now. Now Matthews goes inside of the 18 of Miles. Rear bumper cam from the 42 car. Charles Sanford goes to the top now with Jessica Shelton at the second position now. Now Shelton moves inside of Sanford for the top spot herself and does not get it for the time being. Now she will get it this time by as the field thunders into turn number 1 again. 9 laps to go now in segment number 2 for the whole enchilada. Shelton now has Rafael LeDuc behind her for second position. As we mentioned, LeDuc hopes to have that Maple Leaf flag flying in victory lane. In this All-Star race himself, though, the 27 car. And here comes Quentin Moore, the 15 car. Quentin, who finished second to LeDuc at Sonoma, the last race in the Tour. And you can bet if it comes down between him and LeDuc for the whole thing, you can bet Quentin wants revenge from that race at Sonoma. Colin Cropley, he's having the best season he's had in a long time in our competition. He wants to. He's already won the Daytona 500, and he's already won a day race at Bristol. Boy, to get an All-Star race for him, but I tell you, I don't know how Cropley would feel if he does get a win in the All-Star race himself. I don't know. You'd probably have to scrape him off the moon if that were to happen. But one of his drivers goes inside now. That's Aubrey Scott in a 7 car. It's Eric Sanford Ford. And Aubrey takes a top spot. Let's remember, Aubrey Scott won the first segment. Looking to go double in this event in the All Stars himself. But Trent Dunham keeps that from happening. Dunham to the inside takes the top spot. Here comes number 70, Allison Rain, along with Austin Reed in a 6 car. The 2 of Dylan Young and the 3 of Cole Deaver. Allison sticks that nose of that blue Pontiac to the low side of that black and white Oldsmobile. Allison just narrowly misleading that lap though, but as we mentioned, All-Star races themselves do not count for points. It's no points, but it's all pride at stake. It's what we've mentioned at this event. Austin Reed has second position, but here comes Dylan Young and Cole Deaver hooked up now. And Laura Chung, she's getting into it now as well in that 98 machine. And now Deaver goes inside for second place. And Cole just moves Allison up the track now, up to the top spot now. Goes car number 3, Cole Deaver. Laura Chung lows it down the low side now. Here comes 66 car of Harrison Ponder. Let's remember, as we mentioned, Ponder was the last transfer in this race, and he wants to win this event. Seth Cole is in there too. Keith Batson, who is the pole sitter for the Winston. Don't pencil in your winner yet. A lot can happen in 2.5 laps of this race. Ponder moves inside, takes the lead here. Moves inside for the lead, and he's got it. Seth Cole behind him, along with Keith Batson and Kyle Matthews. Dylan Poteet's getting into it now with now 2 laps to go. On board with Kyle Matthews. Number 42, he moves inside of Keith Batson. Matthews winner this season at Rockingham. Then we come on to number 4 now. Be the white flag this time by for Seth Cole. He's got 1 to go. Here comes Keith Batson. Batson to the inside. Matthews trying to stay behind him. No! Here comes Poteet. Dylan Poteet, number 94 to the low side now. He's got 2nd. Down the backstretch now, Joshua Osborne trying to help him in a 19 car. Poteet goes to the lead. Here they come up the 4th turn. Does Joshua Osborne have a move to the inside lane? He's got the low side to his advantage, but not going to happen. Dylan Poteet wins the season 34 Winston All-Star race. Dylan Poteet, the number 94 Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile, the first ever series champion, wins the Winston for season 35 or season 34, I should say, excuse me. And it's an all Kentucky top 2 as Joshua Osborne gave it a darn good run for it. Comes up 35 thousandths of a second short. As Osborne finishes 2nd in his position, how about Daniel Silla? He ends up in his first All-Star appearance. He ends up finishing 3rd in this race here today. Keith Batson will finish in 4th position, and Kev Shearer ends up with a 5th place run. What a race it is! And I tell you, Charlotte almost never disappoints in our competition in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, especially in CTS physics for sure. Well, I tell you, this may be a preview of what I tell you, this kind of racing is going to be a preview of what we'll see in the Coca-Cola 600 with the 11th race of the season. 6th position will go to Seth Cole. 7th will go to Benjamin Miles. Kyle Matthews 18th. Kyle Matthews, will finish 8th. Charles Stanford finishes 9th. Harrison Ponder comes home in 10th position. Jessica Shelton 11th. 12th will go to Laura Chung, 13th to Phil Parker, 14th Cole Deaver, Dylan Young 15th, Allison Rain 16th, Colin Cropley 17th, Rafael Leduc 18th, Austin Reed 19th, Trent Dunham 20th, Clinton Moore 21st, and Aubrey Scott will bring up the rears in 22nd. So that is your story of the Winston All-Star Race for season 35, for season 34. Congratulations with the average speed of 174.470 miles an hour. Congratulations once again to Dylan Poteet, the winner in the season's Winston All-Star event at Charlotte Motor Speedway. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got NR races, we got gaming videos, we got NR online videos. Whatever the president of the NNSCRA, Seth Cole desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Store Cell Cup Series, the main series on his channel. And also, if you want in on future seasons of Seth's series, then be sure to get with Seth and he'll get you going. And also subscribe to our other 2 channels that does NNSCRA offline. Those channels being X867-539-858X, that's Dylan Young's channel, the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series, and also subscribe to the channel Franashman899, the man who does the NNSCRA Marvel Studios Cup Series. So, and of course, not to mention, also subscribe to this channel you're watching here, the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, for some other cool stuff as well too. So that will do it here today at Charlotte Motor Speedway. For now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA celebrating 11 years of offline racing at its best. We'll see you back here at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600.